I've lived on Jeju Island for 7 years, and I see people ruin their trip here all the time. From transportation mistakes to wasted time, here are the 7 biggest mistakes that ruin people's Jeju vacations and how to avoid them. Jeju has two main cities, Jeju City in the north and Seogwipo down in the south. They're the easiest places to find hotels, but they're not always the best choice. Jeju City, for example, doesn't have much nearby in terms of top attractions. Seogwipo has a few waterfalls and scenic spots, but it's still not ideal for seeing the whole island. Instead, base your stay near the areas you actually want to explore. Planning to see the west coast beaches of Hyupje and Gwakchi? Find a hotel in the area. Want to hike Sansan Ichebal or go to Udo Island? Book something on the east side. This mistake usually leads to another one. Trying to see the entire island in just a couple days. Jeju looks small, but it's way bigger than people expect. Driving from east to west takes nearly 2 hours, and there are no highways, just local and commuter roads with a max speed of 80 kilometers an hour. If you plan to see it all in 2 to 3 days, you'll spend more time in your car than enjoying the sights. The better approach is to go deeper, not wider. Pick one region, east, west, south, northeast, and explore it fully. You'll see more, feel less rush, and actually enjoy the healing pace that Jeju is known for. For more practical examples of why seeing the whole island doesn't work, you can check out this video where I break down the regions and the major roads of Jeju. After you finish this video, of course. And if you're not renting a car, that brings us to the next big mistake. This is one of the most common and frustrating mistakes I see. Yes, there are buses on Jeju, but they're slow, infrequent, and they don't reach many of the best tourist spots. Taxis can be impossible to find outside of the cities or after dark. Half the cars on Jeju roads are rental cars, and for good reason. If you can drive, rent a car. It'll give you the freedom to explore properly. Just make sure you have an international license and book early, especially in peak season. If you can't drive, but you have a little extra cash, hire a local driver for the day, or stick to exploring just one small region by bus. Otherwise, you'll spend your whole trip waiting, not adventuring. Once you've decided where to stay and how to get around, it's time to start mapping out your route. But avoid using Google Maps. Google Maps is great in many countries. Korea, not so much. Directions are often wrong, business info is outdated, and a lot of places simply don't show up. Most Koreans don't use it, so the reviews are limited, and many of the best restaurants are hidden gems, won't even appear. Instead, use Naver Maps or Kakao Maps. They're more accurate, they show real-time bus information, and they include way more local spots. Naver is a bit more English-friendly, while Kakao has better navigation features, in my opinion. Planning your trip around bad info leads to disappointment, which brings us to the next issue: TikTok and Instagram traps. Places like Osolok or Arte Museum, AWOL Cafe Street, Camellia Hill are all over social media. And while they look great online, they can be overpriced, overcrowded, and underwhelming in person. The real beauty of Jeju lies in its nature: forests, beaches, volcanoes, hidden springs, and quiet villages. These places aren't always trending, but they're what make the island special. Sure, hit a couple of those Instagram spots if they really interest you, but don't let your whole trip revolve around them. Get off the beaten path, ask locals, and hey, subscribe to this channel if you want more real recommendations. Korea's famous for boasting about having 4 seasons, and Jeju's no exception. But some are way better than others. Winter is cold and windy, not ideal for beach days. Summer can be brutally humid, with heavy rain from monsoon season and occasional typhoons into September. If possible, aim for spring or late fall. The weather's milder, the island is stunning, and it's a much better time to enjoy the outdoor activities. Jeju isn't Seoul, or anything like it. The pace is slower, the culture is different, and the people even speak a local language. English is less common, service is more relaxed, and everything just moves at its own island rhythm. That's not a bad thing, but it might surprise you if you're expecting mainland Korea. Be patient, be flexible, and embrace the difference. Jeju's amazing, but only if you plan for the island that it is. Avoiding these 7 mistakes will help you have a smoother, more enjoyable trip, and maybe even fall in love with the place like I did. If you've already been to Jeju, let me know in the comments what caught you off guard. And if you're planning your next trip, check out my next video, Things I Wish I Knew Before Visiting Jeju. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.